Hello, everybody. I'd like to introduce you to Dr. Attia from SMA Worldwide. And amongst other things, we're going to be talking about the transportation of brain specimens for medical research. Thank you so much for joining us today, Mr. Attia.
It's my pleasure.
Thank you. Can you tell us a bit about SMA Worldwide, what you do, and its position in the supply chain cycle, please?
Well, SMA operates really at the heart of the global trade. That is how I saw it 20 years ago. My wife and I, when we established the company. We handle express couriers. We do 3PL services. We connect the businesses with their customers or their end users very efficiently. If it's an urgent document, high-value medical shipment, large-scale freight, we're just a good, solid bridge between manufacturer, distributors, media, medical companies, and all laboratory scientific businesses, and all their end users. We build a huge, large palletized business as well through Palletways and with our express courier, of course. And we grow it to about 500 pallet per day movement for us alone. As a group, move something like 30,000 a night. In logistics, we are very robust. We are a one-stop shop for all our clients. We do a bit of pick and bag for very, very limited clients because we choose our clients carefully. And we've been doing that since 1999, about 2000, yeah, the year 2000. 25 years.
Thank you. Well, this is the question I ask everyone, that, what brought them into the logistics industry? But you said that yourself and your wife set up your own business. Were you in logistics before, or was it just you just decided to have a go at it?
Okay, you already said my name, Dr. Attia. I'm actually a medical doctor by education, and I moved from there because of the life of business. I qualified as a chartered business consultant. I have an MBA from Kingston and PhD from Columbia University in marketing. In one of my consultancy projects with an American company, they asked us to look into their group logistics. And logistics actually has always been a passion of mine because I always wondered how the whole world worked between when I was studying medicine and practicing a bit, how things come to me, how do I go to it. And actually, I thought a long time about it. We started working in media logistics, and then it quickly became that logistics is not just about moving goods. It's about problem solving. It's about innovation, delivering promises, not my promise. My client promised to his client, if you know what I mean. So if you have that paradigm, that set of mind that you can actually be that solid bridge and make it work so the reputation of that client is intact with us, and step by step, his trust in us will grow. They become dedicated clients. I have many, many clients who are already 25 years with me, and we became friends, more than friends. Why? Not because we are the cheapest, because we deliver their promises to their clients. That is the crux. So my wife and I saw this opportunity to build a business that would offer more seamless, customer-focused logistic experience. And that's how we started and how we are now.
Fantastic. And if you're doing it for 25 years, you're obviously very good at it, very good at it. So well done. One of the things for doing the podcast today was, as much as finding out about SMA Worldwide, was about that you do transportation of brain specimens for medical research. So tell me a bit about that, and if you don't mind, almost from where are they coming from and where are they going to, and how do they get from A to B, if that's okay?
Yes, there are two things I can tell you. One, not in real detail because part of it is confidential work for government research.
Of course.
And the other is pure logistic of things. We won a couple of tenders many years ago. I remember that day, actually about 20 years ago, that I sat with the tenderers, without mentioning the names, and with other companies. And everyone started telling how good they are as a company. I opted not to mention anything about my company. I opted to talk to the professors who were the panel to choose about them, their work, their research, and I used my medical knowledge of talking their own language, of how things needed to be done and how we can help even the researchers in the laboratory or the person who will back these samples, how to get it, how to prepare it, and then how I transport it and how it goes to that confidential place so we can do the research. They actually, after 5 minutes, they stopped me and they asked everybody to go out of the room and they said, let's carry on with it. And since then, we are with them. What we do is this high value medical specimen has to be dealt with in a precise way through compliance of legality, because there are legal code of how you deal with these things, 100% confidentiality, because it's human beings sometimes you're dealing with, and in addition corpuses as well, because we collect this from morgues, mortuaries, because the research for Alzheimer and other things which I can discuss publicly, it needs these samples to help the population and the medical fraternity to produce solutions and solve issues medically for the future. We are very good at it. I can't tell you how good we are. The reason is we've been doing it for 20 years and everybody is telling everybody in that specialized field how good we are, and they bring us new clients every day. But it's as I said, is very heavily controlled. Registration are very important, and the scientific business is very precise, and they will only accept precision to be able to agree to renewing this contract. I actually asked them to renew the tenders and do another tender to make sure that we are on top shape. Last time, 3 years ago, they refused. They said, no, we tried it before. You still win. So what's the point? We don't want to go through the process. And that's great.
Fantastic. And again, I know it's confidential, but are those products and specimens moving just in the UK, or do they go abroad occasionally?
No, it's global.
Global, gosh,
No,
yeah. So
the UK,
even more intricacies then, yeah.
Yeah, the UK is very active in the scientific work. As a matter of fact, there's something else which is not really confidential, but not a knowledge, that in the International Space Station and the work with NASA, for example, we work with the UK, without mentioning names, laboratories and companies in Cambridge and Oxford and other places in the UK, producing high definition and very precise equipment, scientific equipment, to go to NASA and America, even the Arecibo Observatory in Chile, and SMA carries this for them. We, the British, are very advanced in this, and not a lot of people know about, from the people who really deal with it, David, that maybe a high percentage of the International Space Station is actually UK-made components.
Thank you. So it's very interesting. So that's fantastic. So appreciate you going over your business and those specialisms you've got, because you know logistics is getting things from point A to point B in good time, in good condition, which sounds simple, but as you know better than I, it's much more complicated. Yeah, definitely, for sure. So if you could describe the current challenges in your marketplace for your business at the moment, what are the current challenges?
Well, SMA and the whole sector, like the rest of the industry, we face a lot of challenges, actually. Rising costs, as I told you earlier, supply chain disruptions, like somebody wake up and decide to get out of the Brexit event. This changes everything we do with 26 countries, immediately overnight. The ever-changing regulations of, especially in dangerous goods, which I can explain later on that. One of the biggest pain, actually, is digital integration. For example, we set up our system as global and then EU. Once we got out of EU, we have to move all these countries into the global division, and UK became a standalone in it. The seamless data flow between us and the business and the courier and the customers. This supply chain has a lot of disruption. But we saw these challenges, of course, as opportunities to innovate, and we did. And we have now a great IT extension for raising and tracking parcels worldwide. We have a great ballot portal. Everybody know about ballots with IT. It's number one at 16 different accolades and awards in the last 10 years. So visibility, precision, clarity, invoicing, up to date with regulation to cope with the changing landscape, as I mentioned, Brexit and others, the USA changing of government now. Mr. Trump is a very exciting, colorful personality that's going to change things, and it is changing. We are very strong in the Middle East, for example, but there are certain geopolitical things that can prevent us from doing things. The impact of relationship with Russia and affecting companies like Gazprom. Gazprom is one of my great clients, which still is. They actually had to change their name, believe it or not, in England to call it another name because economical impact and the regulation or the USA embargo on certain things in Gazprom was technically on the owner of Gazprom, not the company, David. So we still carry on with them legally because the actual prohibition was on the person, not the company. But things like that, these things disrupt you in your daily work. You have to go back to drawing board. You have to look at the regulations. You have to abide with it. And you have to still hope to be able to deliver the service without compromising your benchmark and KPI to the client. So
Yeah, no.
It's too many. It's too many.
Yeah. So that's some of the challenges for obviously your business and the sector. What do you see as the biggest opportunities over the next 3 to 5 years for your business?
Definitely e-commerce and the cross-border trade. That will continue to grow. Definitely. That will create more demand and fast and reliable logistics. Yeah. We are looking at AI now and the automation, which will enhance our efficiency more and sustainability, because logistics needs to open new doors for eco-friendly delivery solutions as well. We're seeing a rise in need of specialized logistics, like pharmaceuticals. The way they package it, for example, lower boxes, size, and we have a division, by the way. We do manufacture ourselves certain things because we grow very well. And we have eliminated a lot of fillers, a lot of packaging. to make it eco-friendly and compliant with the green drive. So the opportunities are a lot, believe it or not, especially in temperature-sensitive goods, which align perfectly with our expertise, as you know. And we increasing now the system of business to consumer, not business to business. You know, most of the logistics is business to business, but business to consumer, B2C, is growing nicely, and that start really materializing after COVID, and we are very good at it. And because we are now SMA is for silver and platinum status operator in the field, we are ahead of a lot of entities in this field, and we capturing the opportunities. And as I always said, and it's part of my PhD, is that if you can create the opportunity yourself, you don't wait for the opportunity to come, you create it if you know how to read the future very well, and you get prepared for it, so you become a leader rather than a follower.
Thank you, thank you. And we're going to be talking about the green transition in a minute, so thanks for sort of covering some of that off. What are people in the sector not talking about that perhaps they should be?
Perhaps the role of technology in customer service, because everybody is talking about automation and efficiency, but when you think about it, like you and me doing it now, logistics is ultimately about trust and reliability between people, you know?
Yes.
We would like to elevate or prioritize transparency. We offer real-time tracking, for example, instant updates, proactive communication, and this all criteria that will win you over time the trust and more business of your clients, and clients recommending you. We already implement this and much more in our business. Our motto, for example, if you look at our website, 20 years ago I wrote that, together we deliver a better business. This together is us and our clients. And that communication and link is vital for us, is number one. We are people's people and value the relationship we build with all our clients. That's, to me, very important. Whatever automation you'll have, whatever intelligence you'll have, AI you'll have, everybody talk about technology and all that, that sophisticating the human relationship and element, to me, is what will make us completely different than anybody else, David.
Yeah, no, you're correct. And yeah, in another business I'm part of, you know, partnership is what we talk about, you know, where the definition of a partnership is where you both get something out of a relationship but don't take advantage of each other, which is obviously how you work with your clients, Dr. Attia. That's fantastic, fantastic.
If it is not win to win, I don't touch it.
Good.
You have to be win-win-win. You have to, because after a while, even if they are the smartest salespeople, and I'll tell you, I employed salespeople who are really gifted. Gift of the gab is amazing, much better than me. Of course, they don't have my charming accent, but they are very good at it. They sell it very well, but I asked him to leave because they don't have that honesty and transparency. You have to manage your promises and deliver beyond client expectation.
Yes, you're right.
It's very important. It's very important because things happen in logistics, which you know, and the difference between us and anybody else is when things happen and deviate the routing, or a breakdown, or an airline that is late, or a custom who's sitting on a scientific shipment he doesn't understand. The way you deal with this is what makes the difference between you and the other company.
Definitely. Okay. How do you see the green transition impacting your sector?
Well, we are moving worldwide, so that comes with huge emission. aeroplanes, trucks, vans, yeah. We have to optimize our routes. All our routes have to be optimized. Using electric hydrogen power vehicles was on our plan, but then we don't have, unfortunately, enough infrastructure around Europe and around the world for electrics. So the middle of the ground is the hybrids. We, as SMA, are committed to sustainable logistics solution, of course. We look at everything from eco-friendly packaging, as I told you, to carbon offset programs. Although some of the programs that was offered to me as the chairman of the group, I threw it out because it is really a sham. It is just somebody who is trying to make some money out of it, but not really reducing emission. The challenge we have is balancing this sustainability with cost effectiveness. But of course, innovation now is making this transition more feasible, and we are all committed to it. We really are. It is one of the things which I discussed with my team only last week, actually. We were having a meeting, and I told them that logistics is a high impact sector when it comes to carbon emission. The green transition is both challenging and exciting as far as I'm concerned as Sam. We invest early in green technologies, but there are certain movements in politics, like again America. This guy doesn't believe in it. So the way he's gonna do it is to drill more oil, so you look at the world and the electric vehicle, alternative fuels, eco-friendly packaging, and all this. I don't know. That's why we are exploring this partnership and investment in sustainable energy solutions and delivery. But I can't tell you where is that going, because I believe that the world is changing and there is a huge need for green transition. But the people who run the world, half of them don't believe in it. And you can see how this movement is against the facts. But I am not running the world, so what can I do?
No, definitely not. What development in the sector has surprised you most in your career so far in logistics?
Well, the base of technology, David, and how it changed and transformed logistics. When I started 20 years ago, it was very manual. It was paper-based. Yeah, it's only documentation, phone calls for updates, limited visibility. We didn't have that track and trace as we have it now. Now we're talking about AI, as I told you, driven predictive analytics, drone deliveries, as we hear Amazon is trying to do it, fully automated warehouses, and we have part automated hours. So as someone like me with a medical background and science behind it, I've been really amazed by how quickly specialized logistics like ours, cold chain or DG shipping and all that has evolved with us and advanced. We have sensors now, David, like what we did with lenses going to America. In the crates, there are sensors to tell you the story of the journey, GPS to tell you where exactly that impact and the impact of that impact or bump to the efficiency of that part of the lens. These things really, it has enhanced our safety and supply chain reliability, and I didn't really imagine it a decade ago.
No, it's good. It's done it. Okay, thank you, Dr. Attia. And the last question I'm asking everyone is, if you could speak to the Prime Minister, what would you ask them to do to help your business grow and flourish?
That will need about 6 days of talking. Well, first, I will emphasize the need for a streamlined custom and regulatory framework, especially after this Brexit. We have to have clear guidelines and consistent policies. Really, we have these guidelines are very murky. And if is cross-border trade will help, I hope they will go back to Europe and start normalizing this relationship personally, and instead of running to America and try to make a trade deal, make a trade deal with the biggest part of your neighbors, because that's very important. We suffering. The British people are suffering because a lot of things which used to have we get from Europe is carrying customs and are delayed. I used to trade in Germany and France, David, next day. Now, what I send to Germany stay 2 days in custom, and what I import from Germany stay 2 or 3 days in custom. It's like getting it from Australia or China or Russia. It's
Okay.
ridiculous. Additionally, I would advocate, of course, for incentive that encourage investment in green technology, which whatever geopolitical landscape it is. We have to have tax credit for adopting electric vehicle or hybrid, for example. They removed the hybrid a while ago from London. They have to bring it back. We have to have incentive to have sustainable packaging, for example. Alternative fuel have to be looked at. Our logistics, the sector itself, we have to move to lower emission. But how do you do that without crippling the operational cost? I mean, this is very important. And this is what we mentioned early before we record, that the costs are actually going up. So the service will go up, so the rate will go up to the client. And then I would like to support workforce development. I do training for our people. There always continuous training for operation, for regulations, and upskilling, our reskilling programs. We don't get incentive like before of this. It's very important for our industry to keep pace with the rapid shifts in digital technology, so we ensure the UK remains competitive and the forefront of the global logistics as we were before. All these things, as I said, there is plenty of topic. We'll talk to the leaders, but some of them are very busy taking care of their seat, unfortunately, which I'm not ashamed of saying. They don't realize that people are suffering.
You're okay. Okay. Well, look, thank you so much, Dr. Attia, for your time and going through all that SMA Worldwide do and talking about the brain specimens, etc., and the distribution bit. Just want to say a big thank you from us, and I hope our viewers and listeners will enjoy it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. No, it's my pleasure, David. It's lovely to talk to you.
Thank you.